Well, now, never ever at any point pay your girlfriend's school fees or start them a business or start your boyfriend a business just because maybe say you are a lady, you're financially okay and he's not okay. There you are on the basis of I love him, I love her, you start them a business. Or you go ahead and educate them. You're like, okay, fine. You know what? I realize maybe you've been telling me you'd like to study this. Let me go ahead and pay for you. And then because we love each other, that's what you're banking on. We love each other because that's an assumption that you're having. Therefore, it means you'll be good, you'll be okay, and then we can have a future together and such kind of things. Listen, listen. I know you've ever heard of a case. Maybe you're watching this from the Western world. You're like, did you just say that? See, I'm borrowing this from the African society. This is a thing that we have seen it with our own eyes. Probably you're watching this video, you have ever witnessed such kind of a case. Or maybe you're a victim of the occasion, such kind of a thing. For example, I had a call, not even one, two, not more than 10 of people from the Gulf, from outside the country. You meet a guy online, you love each other, quote unquote, and then you start them a business. Then they vanish, they go away, and then your money is gone. So the thing is this, learn to follow the steps. There is an order that you're supposed to follow before committing to somebody as far as the finances are concerned. And this is where you people get it wrong. Never, ever mix the social life with the financial life. They do not mix. That's like water and milk, or not water and oil. They do not mix. That's for a fact. Okay? Now, this is what you're supposed to do. First of all, handle the social life. Come to a commitment, come to an agreement. Say you're married. It's okay. When you're married, you start them whatever thing you can start them. There is no problem. Now, this is the point. See, in the journey of you being a partnership with somebody, it starts the social life. Social life. And then if it works again, then you go to what? You can actually go ahead and have what we call commitment. Once you commit, you go ahead and do what? You talk about finances. Now, the problem is with you are here at the social life. There is no commitment. Commitment is absent at this particular point. You jump everything, you go to the finances. Just because you love the person, you bank on the basis of I love her, I love him, I do all those kind of things. And then all of a sudden, you start crying. You know what? I studied this and this. I don't know why people are so evil. I don't know why people can't reciprocate, can't see whether I'm loving, can't see all this kind of. Listen, you're just not so smart when it comes to the finances. All right. And by the way, before I even continue with this video, why seriously, I mean, this is my 10th video that you're watching without subscribing. Seriously, don't you think that is a bit rude? Come on, just hit that subscription button. It does not cost you anything. It's free of charge. Also, just hit that like. Imagine it does not cost you anything. Just hit that like, and also you can comment on this down below in the comment section. And if you're watching me for the first time, oh come on, forgive my manners. Again, my name is Joseph. Talk about investments and money, anything related to that. And I do post a video each and every day. So make sure that you hit that like button and also subscribe. Or if you do not know how to subscribe, below there is a small button written subscribe. It is in button, it's in black. Hit that magical button. Thank you for doing that. Let's continue. Now, here you are. You actually skipped all the stages of commitment to the finances part. And then there you are. Then you bank on the love. Then the love diminishes or vanishes. And then there you are. You are a victim of two things. Your heart, quote unquote, your heart is gone. Like your love is gone. Your feelings are gone. You have not been taken care of. Number two, you've lost your money. And I always say, hey, guess what? As much as I always advise people, talk about finances. What you're supposed to do about finances when you're dating, it's not about investments. It's about talking about it, understanding your partners as far as the finances are concerned. Subject them to a challenge. Ask them, hey, what if this happens? What if maybe you are going okay and then things happen as far as the finances are concerned? How would you respond to that? And by the way, have you ever faced such a challenge of situation whereby like somebody was having a job, then they are fired or something of sort, goes this and this and that? Or what if there was a windfall as far as the money is concerned? What if today I get some good cash? What if tomorrow maybe you happen to be earning more than I do? How can we handle that? Oh, and by the way, when it comes to our in-laws, how do we handle them when it comes to the finances? Let's say you receive a call from your in-law side, and I receive a call from my in-law side. They want some cash, they want some things, and yet we have a project that is running. So which one do we prioritize? Do we prioritize what we are doing? Do we prioritize what they are doing? What do we do? Or how do we balance the two? How do we make sure that our social life and the financial life is okay? And by the way, what if things happen? For example, in America, in the developed country, they call it prenuptial. What if we happen to one day part ways? How do we handle that? How do we do how do we go about the properties that we've acquired? Do we write or do we prepare the prenuptial agreement as early as of this? And all those kind of things. It's good to make sure that you sit down, you talk along everything that actually touches all such kind of a thing. But just ignoring that by virtue of them telling you, oh, I've been through a thick and thin, my life is tough and difficult. I was looking forward to getting somebody who can help me, be on my feet. Guess what? I actually dropped from high school. I didn't manage to finish my high school. I actually dropped out of college because of the school fees. And then there you are, you are a great person. You say like, hey, guess what? Because I love you, I'm going to take you back to college. I'm going to pay your school fees. And this individual, you see, human beings sometimes are very cunning, and they're very cunning in the sense that you might think that they love you, but they don't. The situation that they are facing is what is making them be with you. And then you confuse them loving you. And then there you are. You take your money, take them back to school. You study, you educate them. In the name of, hey, guess what? Just because I stood with them when they're on their difficulties, then by default, they ought to stand by me when I want a hand in marriage. There you are. You educate them. And then, listen, these guys, remember they came to you because not what they do or not what because they love you, but because of the situation. They go to that place, they get the studies, and then they become who they wanted. And they be with who they wanted, not you. You just came as by because you are available and you're a good person. And I always tell people, if you must help, of which I'm encouraging, if you can help and if you want to help and you can go ahead and help, don't help on the basis of I love them, I love him, I love her, then I'm doing this with some hooks attached. If you want to help, be like, okay, fine, I have 100 G's in my pocket here. I'm gonna go ahead and take this beautiful lady of mine back to college and her study. If she happens to come back to me, if she happens to be within marriage, well and good. If she doesn't, I'm still okay with it. I can shake it off and say, hey, I did my God's work. And they say service to humanity, service to God. You part ways well with good. Because the reason why I'm making this video is because, wow. I really wish you guys, you can go to Google and search, or maybe go to YouTube and search. You see the cases of people even doing weird things in their lives just because you committed yourself. I had a case, not really as a part, a personal level, but as a community, we got experience this challenge. A guy who is working as a masonry. A masonry is these guys who do the building, the construction, and obviously they don't earn like huge amount of money. It's like 1,200 a day. That's less than $10 with the current exchange rate of 144. Depends on when you're watching this video. So they earn less than $10. These guys are committed himself. He took the girlfriend to college to study. I think it was catering or something of sort. And then after some time, the lady actually, the value upgraded. She was in a position whereby she was earning. She feel like, hey, I cannot associate myself with somebody who is doing the, what we call the casual works and such kind of a thing. The lady was like, okay, fine, let's give that guy Dave. He was not called Dave, but let's just give him Dave. Hey, Dave, you know what? I just want to give back your money that you did help me to. And the guy was not doing that on the basis of him being paid later. He was doing that on the basis of, hey, it's a beautiful lady. I want to go ahead and have a committed life with her in future. And there you are. The guy was discouraged, such kind of a thing. And something weird happened. I won't discuss about that, obviously, because of some things here. But the point is this, it's always good to make sure that you try as much as you can separate the emotional part and the logical part. If you do that, separate the emotional part and the logical part, especially when it comes to money. It's like when your parent calls you and tells you, hey, I want you to loan me like 10,000 or 20,000 or 100,000. At the back of your head, you're supposed to register. This money can be defaulted. You're supposed to know that. So approach that kind of a scenario in a very wise way. Be like, well, I have it. Let me wire the money. Or, no, I do not have the entire amount of money, but I have a certain particular amount of money. Or, hey, guess what? I do not have the money, but I can actually connect you to somewhere, an institution where you can borrow the money and you can be able to repay back the. You see, just find a way of, at the end of the day, in case of anything happens, you are at peace. If the money can actually, they can default and assume not paying you back, you're okay with that. If they pay you back, you're okay with that, and all those kind of things. So when you engage the environment of money and be able to separate that with the emotional part of it, then it becomes very easier for you to handle some of those, we call them the ridges as they come along the way as far as the finances are concerned. Because you can give somebody money thinking that you're doing the right thing, only to realize they were taking advantage of you. Especially, by the way, when you have money, you tend to have a lot of fake people around you. I repeat. So when you have money and people know that you have money, you tend to have a lot of fake people around you. And listen, you can think that they love you, they appreciate you, they adore you, they do all those kind of things, but they're doing so because of that what you have. Because they can actually milk you and get something out of you. And also have a case scenario, because this applies both end and end. Not only ladies do this, even men do this. I had a case of a lady. Again, this is what I started by saying. You know, she got guy online and they had the dating and whatever. You see, the lady was having things called, you see, in life, there is that situation or point whereby you are missing something. See, especially these beautiful ladies of ours who are working in the Gulf countries, you find like they have that a gap, or that inadequate of the love and care and such kind of a thing. Okay, yeah, maybe they may be doing well financially, but they do not have that aspect of the social life. So they are so much vulnerable when it comes to that particular area. So if they meet somebody who is manipulative, they tell them, hey, you look beautiful, you are amazing, you know what, yeah, but they tell you all those kind of fans. You feel like, oh my goodness, this is what I've been looking for all that period of time that I've been working here. And I want to land in that Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. By the way, that's our biggest international airport. When the moment I land that, I want to meet this beautiful guy, this wonderful, this handsome guy, this all those kind of things. And the guy says, hey, guess what? We cannot just stay like that. Hey, we want to do something. By the time you show up, something is growing. You know, instead of you coming here and start a business all over, and you know, we can start as early as you can. So by the time you show up here, the business has peaked, the business is doing okay. And obviously, as an individual who is, what we call, you have that urge of growing yourself, and you are an enthusiast of development in investments. Obviously, you are likely to buy that idea, and then you buy that idea, you send some cash home, and that's exactly what she did. And the guy went ahead and started a business, but little did she know that the guy was having a different plan than she was, and all of a sudden the guy, pew, just went. The only thing that the guy Lily can actually bank on is the number of the guy and the picture of the guy. Nothing else. You don't even know where the guy comes from, because whatever he tells you he comes from, maybe he was lying and that kind of a things. Again, you are outside the country. Again, you didn't share with your family members because you wanted to do this, you wanted to surprise them. You got surprised. So it is good to make sure that you understand all these nitty-gritties. Otherwise, you can actually get yourself in a regret of your life. Be very keen and cautious and careful as far as when you're dealing with money. Otherwise, you can get the egg on the face. And that is the most... See, well, I'm not saying that you cannot get a guy genuine. If you get a guy genuinely, okay, fine, amazing. And if you want to help them, do so with the money that you know you're okay with parting ways with it. And then you build something. First of all, fill that gap of commitment. Once you fill that gap of commitment, you come back home. You land at that airport, get to have that chemistry with the guy, look him into the eyes in a physical way, hold the hands of that guy, listen to what the subconscious is telling you, look them inside their eyes. See hypocrisy, see the reality. Let them take to where they live. What do they do? Are they responsible for their lives? Are they responsible with that little they have? Who are they? How do they reason? Where does he come from? What does he do? How does he eat? How does he dress? How does he talk with people? So once you fill all those social gap, now you can go ahead and commit things to do with finances. Obviously, after agreeing on what you're supposed to engage on that. Come on, let's not be naive. Let's not be people who actually take any decision just because we feel like we want to. Come on, just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's my summation. All right, hope you've gotten something in this video. And if you've done, yes, personally I've gotten something. I've gotten your view, and that's the most important thing. And again, I would love you to like the video, meaning like telling me I love the video, and also make sure that you subscribe. And you can always pick that number of mine from the description of this specific video, and let's have a session. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one. See you in the next one.